welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Today, we're going to introduce some new characters that will be joining the MCU in Captain Marvel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and ring the bell for notice of any future videos.
Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, aka my favorite new Avenger. She was an Air Force pilot transformed into a practically invulnerable cosmic Avenger.
Carol Danvers, the longtime superheroine known as Miss Marvel, assumed the mantle of Captain Marvel after the passing of the original Captain Marvel, Mar-Vell. We'll get to him soon, but since this movie is about Carol Danvers, she gets the lead in the video. Yeah. She also went by Warbird, Binary, and Binary is when she is drawing cosmic phenomenon called a white hole as opposed to a black hole. And the teaser at the end of this trailer looks like she is going binary. And in the series it is revealed that the energy exposure from the explosion of a device called the Psych Magnetron caused Danvers' genetic structure to meld with Captain Marvel's, making her a human-Kree hybrid.
Once again, this is how the comics have it played out. Kevin Feige has said it's going to be a little different in the movie, but this is how it is in the comics. And we don't know what powers she's going to have in the movie, but these are what she has in the comics. She initially possessed superhuman strength, endurance, stamina, flight, physical durability, a limited precognitive sixth sense, and a human Kree physiology that rendered her resistant to most toxins and poison. As binary, as David said, the character could tap into the energy of a white hole, allowing full control and manipulation of stellar energies, and therefore control over heat, the electromagnetic spectrum, and gravity. Light speed travel and the ability to survive in the vacuum of space were also possible. And although the link to the white hole was eventually severed in the comics, Danvers retains her binary powers on a smaller scale, enabling her to both absorb energy and project it in photonic form. And while she can still survive in space, she lacks a constant source of energy to maintain the abilities at her previous cosmic level. She can temporarily assume her binary form if empowered with the high enough infusion of energy. That was hard to say. We do know what powers. We do not know what powers she'll have in the movie, but these are what she has in the comics.
We do not have confirmation that Jude Law is playing Mar-Vell, Marv Albert, but we will act like he is playing the original Captain Marvel. And if we find out before the movie comes out, or that he's playing another character like Jan Rog, we can discuss that later. But on to Mar-Vell. After the Kree's first encounter with humans, Captain Mar-Vell is sent to spy on Earth and decide whether Earth is a threat to the Kree Empire. He adopts the identity of a formerly deceased scientist known as Walter Lawson. He's still deceased. It's not formally. He didn't come back to life. He just took his identity. But occasionally, he dons a Kree military uniform to protect the people he's observing. The first time he does this, people hear him incorrectly, and they hear him pronounce his name as Captain Marvel. His job is made difficult. By his jealous commanding officer, Jan Rog. You like that name?
I do.
And a growing affection for humanity, and his fake identity, his criminal past.
Okay, Marvel's powers. He has been greatly enhanced, having his physical abilities augmented to the point of crushing the hardest substance known to the Kree, gaining the ability to teleport to anywhere in the universe, fly under his own power at faster than light speeds, and traverse vast interstellar and intergalactic distances, as well as the ability to mentally project illusions. Most of these abilities were lost when Mar-Vell gained the Negabands, which convert Mar-Vell's psionic energy into greater strength, durability, speed, flight, and enable him to exist unprotected in deep outer space without having to breathe. Following the photon ray treatments, Mar-Vell was able to absorb solar energy to further increase his strength. After an encounter with Eon, he began to use his solar energy to fly, leaving a sparkle trail in his wake. You'll see that in a lot of art and comic books. It's kind of cool. At one point, he was named Protector of the Universe by Eon, and Mar-Vell gains cosmic awareness, which, among other things, allows him to detect threats and perceive changes in the universe as long as they are important to him for some reason. This awareness can also be used internally, which alerted him to his terminal cancer even before he went to have it medically confirmed. Mar-Vell's Kree training also gives him mastery of all forms of unarmed combat and extensive knowledge of the technology of the Kree Empire.
Dr. Min-Erva is a Kree geneticist. She was an enemy of the rogue Kree agent Captain Mar-Vell, Jude Law's suspected character, and later became the partner of Captain Atlas.
More on him in a minute.
More on him. Dr. Minerva was a member of the Kree Star Force, which we'll see in this movie, during the Kree Shi'ar War.
Yep.
Minerva is a member of the alien Kree race, also mutagenically altered by the Kree psych magnetron. These are a lot of big words.
You had to say that twice. That's pretty good.
I did it. I did it! Yay! Given her superhuman strength and durability and the power of flight through the conscious manipulation of gravitrons. The machine is capable of using nega energy, which I believe Keith kind of mentioned earlier.
With the negabands, with
the
Mar-Vell.
negabands,
Yep.
which are a great fashion item. Don't skip them. For various purposes, and was set to replicate the powers of Carol Danvers. She also possesses heightened intuitive faculties, enabling her to guess correctly significantly higher than chance. Minerva is also a gifted geneticist, is a graduate of the Kree Science Academy. Vartanos, Kreelar, that's the academy. If you want to try and pronounce it, go ahead. She also has the ability to pilot various Kree starships and the ability to operate high technology of the Kree.
Okay, Talos. He is going to be the leader of the Skrull invasion force in this movie. And in the comics, he cannot shapeshift. He did not have that ability. However, I do believe he is going to have it, at least in the beginning of the movie. Because Ben Mendelsohn is playing him. We've seen him as Ben Mendelsohn in the movie.
Thank God he's ugly. No, I'm just kidding.
And so maybe during this film, he'll lose that ability. And once he lost that, he was given enormous strength. So he had like super strength. So we may see that in this movie. That's about all we really know about him. But we're looking forward to learning more in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Atlas, a native of the planet Kreelar, throne world of the Kree Empire. He graduated from the Kree Military Academy to become a captain in the Kree Space Fleet. At a young age, he is given command of the Kree light cruiser Ramatan. He also becomes a warrior and special operative for the Supreme Intelligence. And even though it has not been confirmed he is going to be in the movie, I think it's very likely we are going to see the Supreme Intelligence in Captain Marvel. He has also worked with Minerva a lot in the comics, like during Galactic Storm, when the Kree and Shi'ar are at war, and the Avengers kind of get in the middle of it, and also during Infinity. It looks like he's going to be a member of Star Force in the movie. And in his powers, Atlas was enhanced by the Kree Psych Magnetron, giving him superhuman strength and durability and the power of flight, though he could not breathe in Earth's atmosphere without a special apparatus or breathing suit. Atlas was one of the Kree Empire's most decorated soldiers.
And to be dedicated to be decorated.
That's a good point. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And highly accomplished in all forms of armed and unarmed combat utilized in the Kree Empire.
Another non-confirmed entity, no, maybe not an entity, just a character, okay, is Ultimus. Kree Eternal, also known as Demon Druid or Ardcon, which you could go to a lot of Ardcons and see a lot of merchandise. Anyway, he's a member of Star Force, buried under Stonehenge 3,000 years ago by Tantalus. adopted a new name when he learned of his true origin from the Supreme Intelligence. Okay. Ardcon is the last of the Kree Eternals, who were created by the Celestials. Ultimus, like many other Eternals, had an unbreakable mental hold on his body. This makes him almost indestructible and able to regenerate from even the most absurd amount of damage. We're talking Deadpool type stuff. All right. He also has superhuman strength, energy blasts, energy shield like a force field, flight, and a wide variety of quasi-psionic abilities. After discovering that he was the last Kree Eternal left, he renamed himself Ultimus. So that's how he gets his name. This is all what happens in the comics, again. And was contacted by the Supreme Intelligence, who recruited him for Star Force to fight for the Kree in the Kree Shi'ar War and take down the Avengers during the storyline Operation Galactic Storm.
And I do think he is going to be in there just because we know that Marvel Studios is making an Eternals film. And with him being a Kree Eternal,
Yep.
I think it ties in well. So I think the likelihood that we will see him is pretty high.